we're going to be moving on to another bird species. And much like penguins, they also have an incredible love story. They mate for life, and we're going to find out so much more of them. So, in celebration of birds and monogamy, let's move on. Let's travel to Africa with veterinarian, activist, and impassioned protector of a really special bird. Now, many of you have heard about the gorillas of Rwanda, but I think Olivier is the right person to make you fall in love with the birds of this very region. Please join me in welcoming Olivier Nsengimana.
Yes, I'm still flying. This has always been my way to enter this stage. You might be wondering why. Because of this beautiful bird, the gray-crowned crane. Ever since I was a little boy, I wanted to fly like them. Growing up in a village, my friends and I watched them dancing and calling. And when we saw them in the sky, we thought they were giants. They were our superheroes. We always made thick feathers and tried to fly like them, even though we kept falling. So, the majestic gray-crowned crane is one of the most beautiful birds in the world, standing at a height of over 1 meter with a wingspan of nearly 2 meters. They're so amazing to watch in the sky. This beautiful bird, I grew up seeing them. So, my goodness, when I watch them, I always feel like I can cry. I'm in the sky. So, 10 years ago, in Rwanda, we had more gray-crowned cranes in captivity, more than they were in the wild. This was because of illegal pet trade and habitat loss. I want to let you know that this has been happening also throughout their country range. Like in East and Southern Africa, they used to be abundant, but we've lost about 80% of the whole population. So growing up and becoming a veterinarian, my very first job was to be a gorilla doctor. But when I became aware of the threats to the gray-crowned cranes, I couldn't see it and watch my childhood hero go extinct. So 10 years ago, I embarked on a journey to save them. So today, I want to tell you all about cranes, but not just all the cranes, just one simple crane. This is gray-crowned crane 039. Today, I want to take you on a journey with him. The very first time I met 039, he was in a garden kept with 2 other cranes. So as I mentioned, crane had become a symbol of wealth. So local communities driven by poverty and lack of awareness, they would catch them and sell them to rich people who wanted to have them in their garden as pets. So at that moment, we had more cranes in captivity than in the wild. So 10 years ago, with the government of Rwanda, we launched a huge campaign to tell Rwandans, hey, cranes are in danger. Let's do something. We know deep down in your heart, you all have the love. Let's do something together. So we told people, if you have them and you want to give them a second chance to go back to the wild, please call us. So we went to every house and we would catch the cranes, put a unique leg band with a unique number, and we would ask more information about the trade. And this is when I met 039. 039 was not like any other crane I've seen before. He kept jumping. He didn't have his feathers, but he was jumping. He wanted to escape. The other 2 were really quiet. But when I saw him, I fell in love with him. I said, this crane is up to tell me something. It's like he knew what we were trying to do. Unfortunately, on that day, I could not take him. But when it came to the time we started confiscating them, taking them for health check, I made sure he was on the first group to go. So we did all the health check, and when the health checks finished, we selected the number of cranes to go back to the wild. And 039 was among that group. And we would have not been able to do this without having National Geographic at the very beginning and many other supporters. So 039 and many other cranes were taken back to the wild. We built 2 rehabilitation facilities close to the lake. Our idea was to build like a predator-proof to make sure like predators do not attack the cranes and give them a chance to grow new feathers and learn how to fly and be able to go inside the national park. So Akagera National Park in the eastern part of Rwanda, it has beautiful wetland. It actually has some of the largest wetland in Central Africa. So in my mind, I had made the idea, all of these cranes, we're going to assemble them in the park and they're going to go and enjoy this beautiful heaven that we are giving them. So today, I would like to tell you though, that we have actually removed all cranes from captivity in Rwanda. And there is no more demand. But I kept asking myself, how can we sustain this? So I kept watching these cranes and thinking they would tell me something. And 039, he was still there. You can see the crane with the wings. Like, he was always up to something, was hungry for freedom. He wanted to do something. And one day I saw him in the sky. And when I saw this crane, I said, oh my goodness, how can he be in the sky? You see, birds, they need their flight feathers to be able to fly. The last 10 feathers on their wing. But as you can tell, this crane is missing most of them. But he couldn't wait. And this is not only what he did. He actually found a girl. He fell in love. 211. So they spent a lot of time like really finding food together. Some other time I found them dancing and kissing, and I started really trying to try and imagine what he's telling his girl. He was so ambitious, but she was a little bit reserved. She wasn't so ambitious. But one morning, I wake up on a call from a colleague telling me, 039 is not here at the rehabilitation facility. I knew he has been trying to learn how to fly, but I wasn't sure he was really confident. I was so worried. We looked around, we could not find him. But the next morning, I received a phone call from someone in the community outside of the park telling me, hey, I'm watching cranes, and actually I've been following your program on radio, and there is one crane with a leg band. And when we zoomed in, when we saw this photo, it was 039. I was, yay, he's alive. But on the other side, I was really, really sad to him, not to anyone. I said, bad boy, 039. Like, of all the park that we've given you to enjoy, why are you going outside in agricultural landscape? But he was trying to teach us something. Lesson number 1. It's like he was telling me, Olivier, you love us, you are protecting us, but there are more 1,000 people who are willing to be part of this initiative. And we listened. We started an initiative of community conservation champions, and these are women and men in the country who are everywhere in the country. We've equipped them with tools, uniform, bicycles, smartphone, and thanks to Esri for giving us access to using the Survey 123 app and hosting our data, we are now able to receive information that is helping us to really protect these birds and other species in the country. So when 039, he knew he had a girl, so he had to come back. So at that time, we have raised funds to start using GPS tags. So we were able to capture him and put a GPS tag on his leg. And we started really having the real information of where he's moving. So on this map, these are movements of 039. As you can see, he's been everywhere. So I want to start by this area highlighted in green. So this is outside of the park. And this is an area with a lot of agriculture, livestock. And lesson number 2, I think 039 was telling us is, cranes, we are used to living in a modified landscape. And protecting us, our future relies on how you work with the farmers. And at RWCA, we listen. So we use homegrown solution. We design solution together with communities. Like this member of the community who came to us and said, I have a huge population of cranes in my rice farm, but they are really destroying my rice farm, especially when it comes to breeding. So what can I do? I don't want to get rid of them. So we sat together and we asked him, so what can we do? Tell us. So he told us, actually, I can tolerate cranes. We can find a way to increase my production. And that's what we did. And for the first time, we had cranes breeding on a rice farm in this kind of agricultural landscape. And he was proudly protecting the nest, and he let the chicks hatch and fledge from his farm. And this is when we find a solution together. You see, communities are always up to really trying to be the part of the solution. Most of the time in conservation, we make mistakes. We try to make communities the problem. And we go to them, we say, hey, if we give you this, you can stop this. And this is where we make a mistake. Communities want to be part of the solution. Conservation should not be a transaction. Conservation is not a transaction. If we make it a transaction, we are likely to fail. And I kept looking at this map and had a very big question mark. So 039 has pushed the boundaries. You see, our interventions were limited on the other side of this black line. I could not go to Tanzania and always ask, what's there? What is he finding? What if he falls in love with another girl? Because 211 was still in the park. But, but this crane was telling us, cranes, we push the boundaries. We don't know this line that you people know. If you are going to succeed to protect us, you've got to push the boundaries. And we listen. Last year, we started an initiative, a transboundary initiative, bringing together Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania to really work together, expanding the community approach to protect both the needs of cranes and people. So when 039 kept coming into the park, and we were so interested to see, are these cranes actually going to breed? So with my colleagues, we drove through the park, and we take a boat ride, go around the lake shore. And when it came to breeding, one day I was in a boat, and I saw this sighting. 039, 211 have built a nest. And do you know where they built a nest? Inside the park in a protected area, actually close to where we introduced them. And after 30 days, they had these 3 little chicks. This filled me with joy, and I said oh, it's happening, it's happening. But this is not only what 039 was telling me that he has chicks, but he was telling me something. We gray-crowned cranes, we go in agriculture, we push the boundaries. When it comes to our future, we need less disturbed, protect the area to raise our chicks, our children. And we've listened. Thanks to National Geographic, we have now embarked on a project to really upgrade the protection status of one of the largest home for gray-crowned cranes. At least a quarter of the whole population live in this place called Rugezimash. Last year, we started some activities to lead the campaign, and I would like to show you this short video so that you can have what we've been up to.
In the northern province of Rwanda lies the Rugezimash. A sanctuary of natural beauty and biodiversity. This unique wetland beckons exploration. A team of Rwandan researchers embarks on a journey to uncover the secrets of this remarkable ecosystem.
Thank you. Thank you. Please stay tuned. Towards the end of this year, a lot of results and full video will be coming out. So I spent a lot of time listening to the cranes. And recently, a journalist came to me, and he told me, Olivier, if cranes could listen to you, what would you tell them? No one had asked me this question before. And really, this really touched me. And I looked at the cranes and say, hey, gray-crowned cranes, there is hope for you. hope for your cheeks, hope for your home, because I love you. And because my team loves you, because the country loves you and the region. And today, I would like to add something else, friends. There is hope, hope for your little babies, because all of these people, they are willing to join us to protect your home. They are willing to take a flight with you. Thank you.